On money. Back in. Great, Kenny, back at home here against the real Monarchs on Sunday. How the team navigated preparation for that match after this past trip out to Vancouver?
Really well. I think it's great to come back and we have a home game, especially with the Open Cup game for the first team midweek, and seeing players rostered and players on the field, and I think that there's a real motivation to be back home. Vancouver is an interesting trip. It's one of the longest trips we have. And I think there was a disappointment in the result, especially the way that we played in the first half. But you continue to look at some of the performances, and especially the performance of the team, and we're competing in all of these games. So I think frustration comes from the fact that we're competing, and not only that, but I think there are moments and long spells of the games where we're the better team and we deserve more than what we're getting. So it's been a big focus this week, but no, it's going to be exciting on Sunday.
For one more in there before we take any questions. Speaking of the Open Cup, what did it mean to you to see players like Bundy, talent come off the bench? Even before that, Mikhail getting a start not so long ago, his first start for the first.
Yeah, I mean that's what our job is at Dynamo too. It's to prepare guys for that. And I even look back at Ethan Barlow and the preseason and the games that Ethan Barlow played for us last year. And now you look at a game where you're in the stands and talent comes on, Diego's on the bench, and there's a back line of Majid, Talon, and Mikhail. To me, I'm very proud of the fact that they're on the field. But at the end of the day, the only thing I want to see is them to get a result. And that's what we prepare for. So to see that we got 3 points in the way that we did, playing a man down, I think it's exciting. And, at the end of the day, I'm just happy for the first team staff, because those are tough games. This is a really condensed schedule, and their confidence in the younger guys is one thing, but our main goal is to make sure that we can help them get 3 points by making sure those guys are prepared.
For that, we'll take any questions from you guys, Rudy or Joey. Go ahead if you have anything for Kenny.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Not too bad. I guess looking into this match against Real Monarchs on Sunday, what are you guys working on to try to get you guys closer to goal and being more consistent and scoring some goals?
So, I'll try to condense essentially what we have really focused on into something very short. But what happens
when you have 4 or 5 games where you create a number of high-level goal-scoring chances and you don't finish is the group loses confidence. And when you lose confidence, it's not as if that changes the result. What it does is it means that the opportunities that you have after that are tight to goal or goal-scoring opportunities, there's more pressure on the player, and they have a rush of blood to the head. There's like an urgency where a lot of times the best goal scorers, there's a calmness to their finishing. There's a calmness around the box. And so we've really focused on that. We focused on getting back to the basics of, when we are in these situations, let's get repetitions of where we should be finishing. So very specific scenarios that we've seen. We analyzed all the shots we've had over the last 4 games. We're really consistent in some of these areas. And we need to be a little bit more calm around the box. But that comes with training, that comes with repetition, that comes with confidence. I think specifically the Vancouver game, we talked about this. For the first 60 minutes in the Vancouver game, we were very good. Our buildup was very good through our chance creation. We were able to break them down a number of ways. We were able to break them down in the width and find the free player and get in behind. We were able to go over the top of them a couple times and create really, really good goal scoring opportunities. And we were patient in the rotation. So center backs were patient in finding the free player. That player was able to link into the next line, and then we would create chances. And there was a span from 57 to I think 64 minutes where we had 11 turnovers, right? And this is the great thing about a young team is before that, we literally had 4 turnovers in the second half. But at the 57th minute mark, for about 6 minutes, we turned the ball over 11 times. Well, that shifted momentum, and our chance creation after that point went down. So I know this sounds silly because everybody wants this highly tactical answer, but we sat down as a group and I said, okay, what happened? We watched it. And I said, how do you fix that? And it's simple things. It's communication. It's a little bit more confidence on certain players. It's, maybe barking at a guy that, hey, just be a bit cleaner, or it's just connect your next pass. But we talked a lot about momentum shifts. And what we've seen this season with this group is when momentum is in our favor, we are absolutely one of the most dangerous teams in the league. When the momentum shifts, we have a hard time of getting back to that dominance that we have at moments in the game. So working through the mental side of that and giving them some cues on how do we get back into that dominant place, it was really important. And I think we had a great breakthrough this week where I asked them the question today, what is going to happen on Sunday? We're going to create chances. What is going to happen on Sunday as well? We're going to lose momentum for bits. We're going to have to just grind and defend because that's the game. I said, okay, so, what's the goal when we're having to grind a little bit? It's to get back to those dominant portions. It's to get back to that chance creation. And I put a lot of pressure on these guys to solve problems on the field, because as a coach, I can analyze it from the sideline and I can shout things, but they need to feel those momentum shifts as well. And they need to have ideas on how to get back to that chance creation, dominant, high pressing style that has kept us in every single game, if not given us the opportunity to win every single game that we played.
I guess, we've seen Soto feature more for your team. What have you liked about Zeke and things that you want him to improve in his game?
Zeke is very good in between the 6-yard box. So if you were to zone out the field and say, where do you want your number 9? You want your number 9 to be inside the 6-yard box to not only pin the 2 center backs back, but also to be on the end of the service that we create from our wingers and our outside backs. Zeke has a great engine to press. So the way that we like to play and high pressing, he's willing to do the work. I think he's very good as well with link up play. He's not the biggest kid. Obviously he's a young man. He's playing against guys, some of them that are 10 years older than he is. But he does a great job of linking play and being clean in that. I think a lot of things we're working on with Zeke, they come down to just the experience of how to be a bit more savvy, right? When you're playing age true, even the 17s national team, or you're playing with the under 17s here at the Dynamo, you can get away with some things because everybody's a little bit naive or a little bit, they lack a little bit of the experience that you have when you have a guy that maybe is 25 years old coming from the first team. So really working on his movement and behind, his timing of his movement's fantastic. He's a great finisher, but he's got to have the confidence in himself that we have in him. And that comes with playing games. That comes with seeing those things. On that same note, I'd like to talk about Sebastian Rodriguez as well. And you watch Sebastian Rodriguez on the ball, same age as Zeke. He sometimes looks unpressable. He looks as if, the confidence on the ball, the ability to link. And the Kansas game was really interesting because if you watch that game back, when we high pressed and we were able to win the ball, his ability to play quickly vertically and break a line caused them so many problems, but it caused us to create so many chances. And those are things that as a coach, you'd love to take credit for because you harp on them, but that has to come from the player. That has to be a feel. And I do this with my hand a lot because you have to feel it. You have to feel the game. And he's been excellent. So, those two guys have been a really great surprise. We knew we were going to have them in the team this year. We didn't know when. That was really up to them. But they pushed the level to be in every game that we played.
I guess the last one for me, Coach, obviously you lose Xavier Valdez and Juan Castilla for the U20 World Cup. Just how do you feel about that? 2 players that you've known for quite a long time. I'm sure it's a proud moment for you.
Yeah, listen, Juan's been in and out the entire season because Colombia's had so many camps. And I think both of those guys having the experience to go to a World Cup there's nothing that will accelerate their growth than having the pressure of playing in an under 20 World Cup. I'm actually really excited and nervous because I want them both to be extremely successful. I think the great thing about this group is it's next man up. So guys know these are the situations, and it's no different than the first team players coming into playing games and then no first team players coming into games. Guys need to be prepared for their opportunity. And the message today was the next couple weeks, especially with us continuing with the first team in the Open Cup, guys need to be prepared for their moment. Part of our job as coaches is to have them ready when their moment comes, be it with the first team or be it with the second team, because that's the springboard to their career. So I'm really excited for those two and I'm excited to watch the World Cup. I think it's going to be amazing. I wish them the best of luck.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, we'll close with that one. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with Dynamo head coach Ben Olsen.